Welcome to Business 315 Principles of Marketing. I'm Professor Michael Kubin, and I'm very glad you're in this course. Let's start with the basics. What does the word marketing mean to you? The dictionary definition is kind of cold and bloodless. It says it's the action or business of promoting and selling products and services, including market research and advertising. I suppose that's accurate, but doesn't really capture the spirit, the soul, the excitement inherent in marketing. What do I mean by that? There are lots of great ideas and inventions out there, but for sure you yourself know about some great products you like very much that ultimately fail to succeed in the marketplace. In most cases, those failures happened because the marketers didn't understand their customers well enough or tried to sell them products that just weren't that appealing. Here are a few big marketing failures from Orbit's soda with some kind of jelly floating around inside. The McDonald's Arch Deluxe, Microsoft Bob, the Apple Newton, New Coke, the Sony Betamax, and probably the biggest miss of all time, the Ford Edsel. Now, notice that all these products were marketed by well-known, solid companies that also marketed extremely successful products. For instance, here's the same Ford that marketed the Edsel with the Ford Mustang, which happened to be my first car, or the Sony Walkman, and from Microsoft Windows that many of us use, or Diet Coke, or the extremely popular Chicken McNuggets, and of course from Apple, the iPhone. So what makes the difference between a wildly successful product like Diet Coke and a disaster like New Coke? Great question. That's one of the subjects we'll be exploring in this course. And we'll also be digging into questions like, how do you figure out who is your target audience? And what do we mean by strategic planning? What are the external factors that impact on a marketing plan? And what is the role of market research? What do we mean by consumer behavior, and why is that so essential? How do we introduce a new product? And what are the different ways in which a product can be promoted? What do we mean by supply chain management? And how do we price products to give them the best chance of success? What is branding? And why is customer relationship management so crucial? What do we mean by corporate responsibility? And how does that fit into the marketing picture? And finally, how can we manage results? And how do we use those measurements to constantly improve performance? So these are just some of the areas we'll be covering. I'd like to conclude with a little bit about the expectations around this course. It's intended to imitate real life in the marketing world, so spelling counts, and grammar counts, and meeting deadlines counts. So everything speaks. I am very excited about exploring all these subjects with you, and I hope you are as well. Welcome to Principles of Marketing. It's going to be a terrific semester.